arrives Paquita Ballerina in there for James Gibbon. Got an official rating of 56. She'll need to step up if she's going to trouble the judge here, John.
Yes, I mean, it all revolves around how good Historic Event is. She's bred to be very good by a wonderful stallion, Invincible Spirit, and the dam was an Argentinian Grade 1 winner. She cost 120,000 as a yearling at Tassel's that yearling section of the December sales a couple of years ago. I mean, but on pedigree, Exquisite Ruby is equally eye-catching. She's still raced by her breeders, Sir Peter Vella from New Zealand and Mrs. Peter Stanley of New England Stud. But they bred a very good horse from the same mare who only did well. I think they sold a yearling and didn't race for his original connections, and then Marek became a Group 1 winning sprinter. So, and Exene Excel, half sister to Marek, from a mare who herself was a very fast. I think, did Hughie Morrison train Ruby Rocket? In the background we got Sweet Amazement, who was being headstrong going down. Now looks fractures in the stalls. Exquisite Ruby ran a nice enough race first time out. In a maiden race that the forms worked out quite well, and I just thought if Historic Event isn't as good as she's bred to be, Exquisite Ruby could improve from her first run and win this. But I see there's plenty of confidence behind Miss Patience, who has ultimately beaten a reasonable distance at Newmarket on her only run last time out, last season, last back end. But she showed a lot of speed that day and weakened at the end. She's an older, stronger horse now, and it'll be a lot easier to get home 6 furlongs round here than at Newmarket, and the confidence behind her might be significant. But we'll see how good Historic Event is.
Jumped away for the 32 Red Casino Maiden Filly Stakes. Qatari Reals was out quickly to lead on the inside of Paquita Ballerina, who's out deeper in the light blue colours. Just off the pace then we have Miss Patience with a noseband, the pink and green colours, as they jostle for position early on. Deeper out is Historic Event. Back on the inside then is Sweet Amazement, the white cat, and that one's quite keen. But racing ahead of Exquisite Ruby, the grey sleeves, the blue and white hoops, and the yellow colours of Tizza River. And the back marker is Play With Me in the dark blue horse with a white face as they begin to leave the back straight behind them here. Historic Events now bowling along in front in the blue colours to, in second place, Qatari Reals in the green and orange colours. Racing deeper is Paquita Ballerina in the light blue. Then the noseband, that is Miss Patience. On the outside of Sweet Amazement. And they're followed by Exquisite Ruby and then Tizza River, and the back marker is Play With Me. On the home turn inside the 2, Historic Event shaken up by Cosgrave, almost joined now by Qatari Reals, who's coming home powerfully. The orange sleeves of Sean Levy. Qatari Reals on the near side. Historic Event fighting back far side. These two locking horns inside the final furlong. Historic Event far side, nearer to us Qatari Reals. Not much in this. Qatari Reals just asserting. Historic Event fighting back. Here's the line. Qatari Reals has just touched off Historic Event after a sustained duel up the home straight. It's close between them. Qatari Reals has just got there. Third home in the end. That well behind was Exquisite Ruby, and then came Miss Patience.
Well, again, we have seen, I think, John, 2 pretty tidy fillies, but also the fact about having the run of the race. It was very messy from the get-go as far as the Godolphin runner was concerned, and the early part, the early skirmishes, and then up around the outside to go and take the lead, whereas Richard Hannon's filly was just that bit more streetwise, if you like. She pinged the legs, travelled. Sean was able to let the Godolphin runner go up around him, and then he's just looped on the outside. I think she had the much better run round.
She did, but at the same time, Pat Cosgrave was very wise when the race started badly to get her forward and get her up there, because again this race has shown that racing prominently at Wolverhampton at the moment does seem to be a big advantage. But as you say, I think the difference of the experience of having had a run and just being not quite so switched on has been decided the result here. There's probably going to be winners come out from behind them, but they need to get a bit older and a bit more seasoned, and the beaten horses, there's nothing there you could say is quite ready to win next time out, because these have come a fair way clear. But again, the ones that got in behind they never really looked like going forward, did they? But it was a typical maiden race of lightly raced horses. So a few of them, particularly in the first half of the race, were running quite green and sort of getting in each other's way. But no, that's a nice performance. Yet another winner for Richard Hannon, yet another fast horse sired by Kodiak, and she'd run a nice debut race, and I think she's definitely improved from that run to win here. If the two horses met again in 3 weeks' time, you'd expect probably Historic Event to turn the tables, but of course it doesn't always work that way. I mean, the one thing we can say is Qatari Rails has run well twice. She's run well first time out, and she's probably improved first run to second run. And if she keeps doing that, she's got a nice year ahead of her. She can go into a sprint handicap, and you know she's going to go a fair way up the rating scale, but shouldn't be having to run in, you know, the top tiers of 3-year-old sprint handicaps. And you'd hope she'd progress again. The key is going to be for Historic Event whether she can progress first start to second start, and if she can, she'll be nice.
How she takes that one round. It's another winner for Team Hannon.